Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to be making use of Melody Lane's gatefold shutter card something or other. I don't remember the exact name of it, but I will link it down in the description below to her video so that way you can go check it out. And if you are one of her Patreon supporters like I am, you can get that file for free, which is really awesome. Well, it's not for free, but if you support her, she gives access to all those files out there so that way you can cut them. And as soon as I saw her gatefold shutter card, I knew that there was going to be something really cool that I could do with it. And it came in the inspiration behind this. This is the Cricut acetate, foil acetate that Cricut makes. It comes in all sorts of different colors and has a lot of fun patterns and shapes in it that you can use. And I bought this in one of the mystery boxes, but I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do with it, and this card came to me. I knew there was some way that I could incorporate that foil acetate into the mechanism that makes the shutter work. Basically, that mumbo jumbo that I just said means that this card came from Melody Lane, and I had the great idea of putting the Cricut acetate into it to really set this project apart. So enough talking about the project, let's go ahead and put it together. I've gone ahead and cut everything out on my Cricut just to save time, and so that way you're not sitting there while I'm cutting everything out. I'm also going to go ahead and speed everything up until we get to the good part when I'm putting the acetate on. This is a simple card that Melody Lane has pointed out how to put together, so I'm going to refer you over to her video if you need to learn how to put this card together or want more information about it. So let's go ahead and put it all together. Of course, right as I'm getting close to finishing, my adhesive roller runs out, so I don't have a replacement at this time, which I always need to remember to have one on hand, and I just always seem to forget. That's okay though, we still have score tape, and actually I'm wanting to use score tape on this next part anyways, because it is a strong adhesive and I'm going to need that when I'm using these acetate pieces. Now whenever you cut the acetate, remember you can either pull the protective sheet off before you cut it, or you can wait until after. I decided to wait until after it's cut, so that way I can protect the rest of the sheet while it is still not being used. And you just kind of have to get a nail underneath it. It's hard to see on camera, but basically just make sure that your plastic, I'm going to zoom in here, you'll notice that whenever you get this plastic, it's hard to see. It's really hard to tell the difference between what has already been peeled and what is yet to peel. I sound like I'm in a beauty commercial. But basically, there is a protective coat on here. Just make sure to take that protective coat off, otherwise your acetate will look a little cloudy, and you don't want cloudy acetate. So I'm going to pull this part off and we'll move on. Alright, I've removed the protective coat that was over the acetate sheet, and I can see the line where the scoring tool put a score mark on these pieces of acetate, but honestly I don't think it went very far at all. I think it only managed to score the protective sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my scoreboard out so that way we can add a deeper crease into it. Alright, I'm not going to lie guys, it is very hard to see where that score line was on my piece of acetate when it is on top of the scoreboard. I'm gonna guess at this and see if maybe I'm gonna get this right. We'll see. So what I'm gonna do is, let's see, okay, so there's the line there. Line it up here. I think it's gonna be roughly this third mark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my scoring tool and just push this up into the corner as much as possible and try to give this as good of a score as I can get. Okay, now that I have scored everything, I'm gonna go ahead and use my score tape and add that onto my pieces of acetate, and then I'm gonna put them right in their spots. Melody Lane has been awesome and put a guide so that way you know where to kind of line everything up at and glue down. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some score tape. We'll move on and get these glued in. All right, now that I have the score tape on, I will just take them and place them into their correct positions. Many of you are probably saying, Ian, why didn't you use a clear adhesive? And I honestly thought about it, but I have to have something that is going to give it some really good holding power, something that's not gonna slide everywhere. And even though it's not 100% clear, it's at least translucent, so it's gonna allow more of that purple color to come through, and no matter what adhesive I use, it's really gonna be seen no matter what. The only way that I would have any adhesive not be seen is if I was to use some sort of piece that was like on the backside here that covered this part up. I'm not too worried about it, and honestly, if somebody's focusing that hard on your card, that means that they're a little too intense. Let's just put it that way. If I remember correctly, in Melody Lane's video, she used some foam adhesive on the top and the bottom of this part right here, but I don't think I want to add that. I think I just want to use some really strong score tape and not have to deal with that foam, because as many of you know, I don't like foam and dealing with foam pop-up whatevers. So let's just use some regular score tape, and I have the feeling it might work better with these acetate sheets anyways. Now that I put my score tape on, all I have to do is try to center this as best as possible and glue it down. Alright guys, here comes the true test. Will this work? Let's find out. Oh yeah, look at that, that's so cool. I love the fact that the little sparkles move around whenever the card opens. I think that's really cool. I didn't quite understand in Melody Lane's video when she was talking about sitting here and folding the card back and forth and how it's relaxing, or I don't even know. It really is a lot of fun to sit there and play with the card and watch it open and close and see, in my version, the sparkles move away and towards the cupcake as you're opening and closing the doors. A lot of fun, and definitely I think the recipient's gonna like it, at least I hope so. So I think that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you liked my video, and then hopefully they'll share it across YouTube land. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking that big red button down below that says subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and get great updates every time I post a new video by clicking that bell icon. It's very important that you do that, so that way you get notified every time I post a new video or go live. You can also check out my social media links. Those are listed down in the description below. Make sure to go check those out. Those include Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more. Make sure to go check those out below and say hello. And as always, I love reading your comments, so make sure to leave me a comment down in the comment section below. I hope everybody has a great day. Remember guys, keep it off kilter. Bye!